Welcome to Destiny Moments with Eunice. Today is an amazing edition. Today we have for you the delight of your homes, the delight of your offices, to say the least, an amazing gentleman who was born in September 30th, a year I won't disclose to you, find out for yourself. A man who was a banker, turned actor and filmmaker, the son of a famous Yoruba film director, producer and actor in the 70s. Before you meet him, you just still know that he switched from the banking into the filmmaking is a DNA move, so you can understand. This gentleman also further made a proof, and a very, very intense one, that he is a chip from the old block by going ahead to study in the New York Film Academy in the United States. He's a filmmaker. He's the founder of Golden Effects Pictures. He is a multi-award winner. This gentleman has been acting for many years. He is a brand ambassador for Air France, Peugeot, and Adon Properties. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the pleasure to bring for you, I wish I could just keep you in suspense, but let me let you go. Kunle Afolayan.
À ń ṣe kinní kan, à ń ṣe ètùtù kan yẹn, mi ò ní interest rárá.
What's wrong?
Just don't bother.
Prosperity.
Jésù kọ́ lélẹ̀ o, ara rọ̀ mí. Thank you for stopping by.
Yeah.
It's really nice having you and your team here.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate it. I must say you're doing a wonderful job.
Thank you, thank you. We're happy to be here. And I'm wondering, really, Kunle, too many things about you. I've spoken so many, and yet I'm just so sure that that's all that I know. Who is Kunle Afolayan?
Kunle is a common man. I'm a go-getter. I'm some guy who just woke up, found himself being born into a family of theater and film. I studied business administration, but at some point I realized that my passion, lies more in entertainment, and I decided to, go for it. Yeah, acting was my first call, but I have a deep understanding of cinema business as a whole, and this I learned through the virtue of, of course, my family background and also personal interest, because of course it's one thing for your father to be known for what he does, and he passed on the legacy, and it's another thing for you to take it to the next level.
Absolutely.
Filmmaking is not just about talent. When you say acting, maybe, your father can be a musician and you learn music and you can sing. But when it comes to filmmaking, it's technical. And it has a lot of, different departments. And for you to be in the position where I am today, you must have understanding of all those various elements that makes, a filmmaker or that makes a studio, And I just had key interest in this, and I studied hard on my own, and I set up Golden Effects in 2005. So we're 11 years this year.
Wow.
And since then, we've only made 5 feature films. We do documentaries on the side, both corporate and personal. We do commercials. We do equipment rental and television programs. So basically, in the last 11 years, that is mostly what we've been doing. Yes, I started acting 18 years ago and I've done, here and there, but now I run this production company, and yeah, that's what we're doing.
Amazing. You see, there's too much happening around you. I'm so interested in your background.
Yeah.
What was growing up like?
Growing up for me was like growing up in Oshodi or Orile, or growing up in Lagos or Ibutemeta, because I grew up in Ibutemeta. And I attended public school, like an average Lagos boy, African Salem Church Primary School in Ibutemeta. But then the quality of life was better. It's better than what we even have in most private schools today. Because you're not only going to school to learn education, you're also going to school to learn morals. You're going to school to learn how to nurture yourself, and you're growing up. It's only now that in schools they can't even beat a child. In those days you'll be the one to buy the cane. And there's a lot of family value, there's a lot of communal relationship. We walk to school, or you take bus. But I was telling my children that, my school is about 5 or 7 kilometers from the house.
And you walk?
And we walk, from age 6. My older brother and I, we walk to school. But you'll see other students on the way, so all of you guys will just join, and we usually trek to school. From there, I started going to cinemas with my parents. My father was a filmmaker, and in those days, the filmmakers are also the distributors, because when they make their film, they will be the one to take it to the cinemas. They will be the one to project it. And then it was a family thing.
Maybe that was why there wasn't a lot of piracy.
Yes, and also because the model of the films that were made then were different. There was no computer where somebody would just come and record, and it was celluloid. And when you shoot on that format, you can only project with those big projectors, 16mm or 35mm. And you can't, there was no mobile phone to even record, go, so it was more saner. Now there's so much distraction. Even then, journalism was, more respected, unlike now that, it's I can even start my own blog right now and start writing about my neighbor that is next door, So growing up was interesting for me. So what I did was I picked from what I learned from growing up and what is obtainable now. I merged the two, both, technology wise and other things, and that is really what is getting me going.
Western education is bad. Hence, you become a farmer. Is it a bad profession? Maybe you should ask Awolowo where he gets money for free education. He's from cocoa industry.
Oh yeah?
Don't you touch me! Don't you ever touch me! Guess you want to arrest me now.
What's done is done.
My father was totally against many of us, going into acting. Yes, and it was simply because then a lot of them, almost all of them, were into it for the passion. My father, at that time, he would ask that we go with my mom and the team to where they show these films, across Africa, so that we can help, It's just like a farmer taking their children to farm. To a lot of people then bear many children so that they can see people to cultivate, to help cultivate on the farm. So it's the same with our industry, And today, all those lessons and lectures actually turn out to be good. Because there are things you cannot study in school.
Yeah.
There is nothing like learning on the job.
Yeah.
So that has really helped.
Now we've seen figurine, we've seen all the films. Now what's new? We know that something is trending.
Yeah.
And we've seen October 1, incredible. You are an incredible filmmaker.
Thank you. Well, October 1, we just released the official DVD. There was a lot of blah blah with piracy and all of that, but even after that, we managed to release the official DVD, which has a lot of features, the making of the film, a teaser of our new film, The CEO, and all of that. And now we're just back to The CEO, which is our new movie, which was shot in several countries around the world. And it has...
That had to be very expensive.
Yeah, it is very expensive. And, we use... It's a Pan-African film. And the reason we decided to go that route is so that we can also use film as a medium to bring Africa together. Music, anything art is it has no enemy. Football, for example, even if you are enemy, sometimes you don't mind watching football match.
You forget the enemy to watch and then go back.
And it's the same with film, And we just shot this film titled The CEO, which we're in post-production at the moment, almost completed. And I think it's going to surpass everything I've ever done. And I think it's something new coming to Africa, not just Nigeria. And I think it should be projected to the world.
What do you intend to do to project it? What are your plans?
Yeah, well, we intend to enter to film festivals. We're also going to have premieres in all of these countries where the film was shot, like Cote d'Ivoire, Morocco, Kenya, South Africa, Nigeria, Paris, many countries.
Kunle, this is a mentorship thing, and if we can get a young people and everybody, really, not just in the film industry, everywhere, because you see, success has a principle.
Yes.
It's the same principle. Because I turn around and I see all this, and the other time at a private chat you said, I said you're a multi-award winner, you said, oh no, look at all this. Just look at all this. And the truth is, you're doing so well and you're doing what you're doing incredibly good. Now, and you have your relationship, in the foreign countries. Now, what is this thing about? How did you break in? You're brand ambassador for Air France, brand ambassador for Peugeot, brand ambassador for property companies, just to say a few, because I know you're brand ambassador here and there and there and there. Well, I mean, what did you do?
Honestly, I think it's about the work, really. It's just like what you're doing now. Some people will sit at home and a lot of times, your show will be their delight and their favorite. And they will always want to reach out to you if they see opportunities that your show can benefit. And it's the same as what I do. I started with very high aim, an expectation. And people saw this drive. And, my first film, the Nigeria Film Corporation, had decided to take the film to LA, to Pan-Africa Film Festival in Los Angeles. And this was in 2007, and the film premiered and all of that. And it was my first time in LA, And after then, I made Figurine, and Figurine traveled far and wide, And this is without me knowing anybody, one-on-one. My father, passed way back, so I don't have any ally or anything. But anything one is doing in life, and this I say to the youth or anybody who cares to listen, whatever you're doing in life, put your mind to it and be focused. You have to also be a realist. A realist in the sense that you sleep in your bed or you stay on your computer or your BB for 1 week. When you want to be a filmmaker, you know, people are out there, you know, because film is about going on the field, it's about learning on the job and all of that. But I know some people who claim to be filmmakers whose filmmaking is only to talk about it. They know all the names of the actors around the world. They name all the names of all the directors. They can critique films. But when you ask them, show me your film, you know, they have no film to show. So anybody who is aspiring to be anything, you know, you have to really work towards it and you know, really be focused. And before you know it, it's going to be all about your work. Look at Olamide, look at the music industry, look at Olamide today, look at Whiskey today, you know, look at Tiwa who came from America and, you know, she just broke out, you know, look at Mama Omi, all of these people, you know, the band, all of them are doing, you know, very well.
Very well.
You know, and it's not like their father was a minister or their father was anything. No, just do the right thing.
Just do the right thing. Now, you were a banker. So why did you leave banking?
I think it was time for me to leave. I worked there for 7 years and I enjoyed every moment of it, but it got to a time where I realized that, look, my passion really is in art. And what I learned there has also helped me in setting up a business structure, you know, because some people are artists, but, you know, they can't manage you know, business. And if you are just a passionate artist and you can't, you're not able to make ends meet, then your art will die in no time. You know, but if you're able to manage to do the two, then it's a plus. You know, so wherever position you find yourself, which is what I say to people, make best use of it before moving to the next one.
Kunle, you know, I'm so proud of your dad without even knowing him. And I'm wondering, are you going to carry all this inside of you and don't leave something back for the people? I know you would say you're leaving something back for them, but this is not enough for the volume of thing you carry. Have you not thought of maybe a film academy?
Well, you know, I mean, at the beginning of this year, I mean, this is something, if you check our signage outside, you will see all the things we do, which includes training. And that, it's something we've put there for 10 years. But sincerely, the little we've only been able to do is to get people come for internship anytime we're doing projects and all of that. But for me, that is not enough. You know, so this year, the management met and we said, look, why not let's set up a school, you know, like a training school, which is not also easy to come by because we're doing all this on our own. But whatever it is, whatever it's going to cost, this year we have planned to get a site, get a place, and get a school. It's going to be called CAP Film and Television Academy.
CAP Film and Television
CAP means Kunle Afolayan Productions, actually. So it's going to be CAP Film and Television Academy, and we're going to be focusing on 4 major departments in film: hands-on camera, sound, lighting, and production design. These are the 4 key, most important departments. Under production design is where you have you know, makeup, costumes, you know, and all of that, you know, art direction. So many that I would personally like to share with people. And these I've been doing with the films. A lot of students have done their thesis, university thesis on studying figurine and October 1, even from outside Nigeria.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I go to school, you know, I run workshops in school. But we can take it to the next level, you know, set up a proper film school. And, you know, so that all these youth out there who have so much in them to offer can have the platform. Okay,
as we round up on this interview, we want to know, what is your typical day like? Because we want to see how you think. What's your typical day like?
Well, my typical day, I'm here in Ikeja at the studio. Like now, yes, I've finished shooting CEO, but I have like 3 projects in my head that we're doing next. And the way I work is, like now, for my next film, there's some special things we're going to be needing, and I've already started contacting people who can make that happen. I don't wait for one film to finish before I start another one. And also this year, we're looking to do a lot of television series because there's so many talent actors out there, and they want the platform. And with film, it's just one-off. But with series, you can do 100 episodes. And you can have several of all of these talents in the series.
You have a great heart. You're not just thinking about films, you're also thinking about getting jobs.
Yes, it's
for
development.
Nigerians, developing Nigeria. And that's what we should actually want to invest in, you know. And now, what's your final word for your fans? Kunle, you have a lot of fans, I can tell you. A lot of fans.
Well,
what's your final
Well,
word
I'll
for
just
them?
say thank you so much for supporting the cause. From the days of Irapada, which was my first film, up till now. I'm sure there wouldn't have been Golden Effect without the support of you guys. People in Nigeria, people outside of Nigeria, the youth, the elderly, our fathers, sisters and brothers. I mean, I say thank you to you all. And my advice to the youth who are aiming to come into the industry, even if if you don't want to come to the industry, I think we should do less of distracting things, you know, and be a bit more focused. Of course, we all have that age when we just think we want to do everything, or when we think, look, what my dad is saying is not right. I know what I want to do, and I'm going to go for it. A lot of time, parental guidance, you know, is all that we need. For me, one of the things that has gotten me this far was parental influence. Because without all of those things my father forced me to do, I wouldn't have been what I am today, and I thank God for that. You know, so be focused. If you want to be like a camera person in film, by now you should get yourself a small camera and start going around, you know, at your leisure time, and start shooting things, you know, recording, and when you get back, play it back and see, and that is how you start developing the skills. If you have good ears for hearing and for sound, you can also buy a recorder, you know, and you can go to the ocean, you know, record the birds, go to the forest, go anywhere you go, take your recorder, record ambience, go to where they have train, record all of this and start keeping them. And if you want to learn acting, you know, just all of these things, we have it in us. We just need to know how to put them to use. And I can only wish everybody all the best.
Yeah, Kunle, you see, in Destiny Moments with Eunice, we have a lot of respect and value for success. And in a little way, how else can we express how well we think about success other than just give you an award for excellence?
Really?
This is from us and our sponsor, Home Ferry.
Okay.
Home Ferry celebrates success for men like you. You're doing good, and we want you to keep it up.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.
That's for you.
Thank you.
Kunle says, be focused. If you're out there, be focused. You know, don't ignore parental influence. He got parental influence, and this is him today. So your parents are no fools. They have something for you. You listen. Value mentorship basically. And for me, I'm saying, if you're there to wait in focus and dedication, commitment to what you do, he says everything you ever want to do is inside of you. So all you need to do is in dedication, bring it out. And if you dare to wait in focus and dedication, you just soon discover that all you thought you never even had comes to you, running, hugging, and living with you. And until we come your way next week, from us it's Bye-bye.